Alright guys, been working on this snapper. Remember I brought it in last year actually. Just never got around to finishing it up. Had it running kind of halfway decent, drove it around a little bit, but never ran right. Kept stalling out on me under pressure. So it was time to really look at it closer. So I disconnected the fuel line, and the screw from the bottom of the carburetor, which I have somewhere here, water came out. So I knew right away that was the problem. Water mixed in with the fuel. So I just pulled the carburetor off. I want to show you what I found. What's wrong with this picture? Yeah, that could possibly be the problem. I don't know anything, but taking a guess at it, just a wild guess, this might possibly be the problem. So I'm going to clean it all up, take it all apart, make sure everything is working right, blow it out, we can press there, and put it back together, and we'll see when I get back with it, if in fact that is the only issue, or if something's damaged more seriously. Alright guys. Alright fellas, got it kind of sort of taken all apart, and she's a nice bright orangey looking mess. Yep, I'd say there was a lot of water in this carburetor, and so I'm going to soak it all overnight and clean it up and blow it all out with the compressor and put it all back together, and hopefully that'll be the solution, and she'll be running. So stay tuned. Alright guys, about 2-3 hours later since the last video, I'm piecing together here, and she's all back together. The carburetor has been totally taken apart and all put back together. Looking a lot cleaner. I don't know if you can see it, but she's clean as a whistle. Looks like new. And there's one thing I want to point out. This is the original air filter cover these engines all have. It sits on air like that. Okay, this is the opening for the carburetor. Okay, and the air filter sits in here. There's the air filter right here. Okay, that's the way it sits. Now, the problem with that is, there's a couple of problems actually. In this particular tractor, the way the motor's mounted, the gas tank here is in the way, and very, very hard to get it in there. Now, bending the gas tank or taking it off. I took it off. So, but that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is carburetor adjustments. There's 3 screws there. I don't know if you can see them. Okay, 3 screws that need adjusting. Okay, and you got to play with back and forth to get it right. Okay, I put this little round air filter on here. Okay, the cone type element in there, and I made it fit on there perfect, nice and tight. And now I can get to those 3 adjustment screws. With that big box on there, the only way to adjust these screws is to take it off. Now, if the motor was turned the other way and it was over here, it'd be easy to take one screw off and pop it off. But with this configuration I got here, it was not easy. It was damn near impossible, actually. Because I could not get in there. So I decided to change the air filter, and just wanted to show you that in case anybody else out there has that problem with this engine. It's 11 horsepower BRIGGS, industrial commercial. I'm guessing this is a probably mid-60s and mid-70s snapper COMET. I call it the Forrest Gump mower. But anyway, she's all back together, and the carburetor's adjusted. I'm probably going to play with a little bit more. I wanted to drive it around more, but it's pouring rain in here now, and so couldn't do that. But at any rate, I'll still show you how she works. Key on, I got it a little less than half throttle. That's it. You seen how bad that carb was. That was a nightmare. I just took all the parts, threw them in a can of gasoline, totally submerged, let it sit for an hour or more, and took it out and brushed everything clean, blew it all out with compressed air, put it back together, and this is the results. Running beautiful. This old machine's, I tell you, this little thing, this little 11 horsepower rear engine snapper mower, this thing flies. I'm telling you, this tractor moves freaking fast. And it has mulching blades. It's a small, I think it's a 32-inch deck. But I'm telling you, this thing flies and it mulches grass and cuts beautifully. So I'm actually fixing it up to give it to my daughter. She's mowing with a push mower now, so I'm going to give her this and give her a break on her bad back, and she'll be happy to be able to mow her lawn, hopefully. And so that's it on the snapper mower. That situation you've seen with the carburetor, I've had that in the past with other tillers and mowers. I think I had a tiller last year that was like that. Opened it up, looked just like that. And the culprit of this particular one was the gas tank, the gas cap, which I have around here somewhere. Here it is. See that gas cap? See that hole there? Okay, that's the problem. That gas cap. Okay, it was covered with a tarp, this mower, but it was outside, snow and rain. Got in there over the winter, sat for 6 months with water in it, and you've seen the results. So I just replaced the cap with one of the caps I have for my spare parts inventory, and she's running great. These old Briggs engines, boy, they run forever, I'm telling you. And as long as you keep them tuned up and oiled, they will run forever. So much better than the new junk they make today, so much better. So, alright guys, that's the follow-up on the snapper. And next time we get a nice weather day, before I give it to my daughter, I'm going to be mowing my own lawn, give it a test drive, and I'll show you guys how well it cuts. If anybody out there that might have one of these, or has ever used one, knows they are incredible little machines. Very, very popular, and every other company copied them. Every other company made a rear engine mower that looked similar to this after Snapper made it. Snapper was the first, I think 63 or something, or 61 might have been, I'm not sure. They came out the original COMET, and this is a mid-60s to 70s model. So, and it also has a pull start or electric start, quite a nice feature. Got a dead battery, you can still get going. Alright guys, that's a wrap on the snapper. Any questions or any advice, feel free to post your comments. Book 'em, Daniel.